Welcome to our channel, The Traveling Toques. On this video, we are going to share our experience at Animal Kingdom Lodge and show some of the differences between Jambo House and Kidani Village. As we arrived, the first thing we noticed was the long entrance to the resorts. Also, if you plan on going to Magic Kingdom most of your stay, this probably wouldn't be the best choice as it is the furthest Disney resort from Magic Kingdom. When entering, we passed the Jambo House entrance and then a parking garage before we arrived at Kidani Village and check-in. One of the differences between the resorts is that Kidani Village has an undercover parking garage that is under the resort. Although you can check in remotely, we wanted to check in personally, as with the split stays we were having trouble with our magic bands. After finding the lobby and checking in, we were instructed to go to the self-park garage. We did notice having a car kind of was very convenient, but it also took away some of the Animal Kingdom vibe for me. Since we were anxious to unpack and see our room, we figured we'd come back to the lobby and explore a little bit more in detail later. As you'll notice, there are very long hallways, and depending on your room location, it can be very long from the lobby to the food and also cup refills. Luckily, these long hallways were broken up with views of the savannah, which sometimes you would actually see the animals. Speaking of savannas, we had a savannah view, and if there is one thing I would recommend to everyone is to spend the extra money and get that savannah view room. It is definitely worth it if you love animals. There are around 30 species of animals, and we've seen so many here, and it was so fun to just sit there and have your coffee and watch the giraffes come and eat. So yeah, I would scrimp on something else and spend the extra for this view. Another difference between Kidani Village and Jambo is that Kidani is all villas and Jambo is a combination, but mostly hotel rooms. Kidani has 2 savannas and Jambo House has 3, but there is speculation that Kidani has the better savannah views. One of the risks of traveling is that something will be refurbished when you visit, and that happened to us. Kidani's pool and area was being worked on, so we decided to take a walk over and take a look and get an idea of the layout. Kidani Village is the smaller of resorts, and as we pass the lobby, we'll go into it a little bit later and show you the main differences. We did find out that the standard views at Kidani have much higher chance of getting a parking lot view versus the ones at Jambo House. One of the things we noticed was the lack of outdoor grounds other than the pool areas to enjoy. Walking here to the pool just kind of felt more like you're walking through a parking lot. We passed by the lockers and exercise room and saw that the area that the pool would be in. Kidani has the smaller pool at 4,700 square feet versus Jambo with 11,000 square feet. The pool at Kidani also offers a 128-foot water slide and zero-depth entry. Since the pool area was closed, we decided to head over to Jambo House. So due to the fact that Kidani Village and Jambo House are not that close together, they do offer a resort shuttle, so we're just taking that over to Jambo House now. When arriving at Jambo House, we noticed the vast difference in the size of resorts. Jambo House is the larger resort, and it was breathtaking when walking into the lobby. Animal Kingdom Lodge has one of the largest collections of African art in the United States. You can basically spend a lot of time walking around the lobby and just looking at the art and the many beautiful details in the theming. Jambo Store's Awadi Marketplace is much larger than Kidani's store, and here you can find many Disney and Animal Kingdom Lodge souvenirs and African-themed art and clothing. After taking the elevator downstairs, we've come to the dining options. Jambo has 3 restaurants compared to Kidani's 1 restaurant. These consist of Chico. Then there's Boma, which is a buffet restaurant with flavors from over 50 African countries, along with some favorite American classics. Coming back upstairs by Boma, you'll find there's Victoria Falls Lounge, which isn't open at the moment. You just do have to watch their hours, but it's a nice little lounge that overlooks the restaurant. And if you continue all the way up the rest of the stairs, you'll head back into the main lobby. Back downstairs we go and we head outside to see our final restaurant, and that is Mara, which is their quick service restaurant. It is basically cafeteria style meals and where you can refill your mug. Kidani does not offer a quick service restaurant. So one of the common things that both Kidani and Jambo House also have is a outdoor savannah viewing area. So if you don't have that savannah room, don't worry, there are lots of locations that you can come outside and view them.
They're a little outdated.
Oh, are they?
We do
Okay.
have Impala and Springbok.
What's the ones with the really big horns?
These ones over here?
I think,
Cattle?
yeah.
And Coley cattle.
So there's a lot of these little areas with animals. The last spot we were at actually had a safari guide standing there to answer any questions you might have.
So we gave up on our swim as it was really busy there and decided to walk back to Kidani village just to see how long it actually took. So the walk is actually an easy walk. It's all flat surfaces just on the pavement, and it ended up taking us approximately 10 minutes, and I wouldn't say that the walk was a great pretty walk or anything. There were some areas that weren't too bad, but the majority of the time it just kind of felt like you were walking in a parking lot. After arriving back to Kidani, we head to the lobby. Here you'll see the difference in size. The Kidani village lobby is still very beautiful, but on a much smaller scale. The Sanaa restaurant is down the stairs, and we will show you what that's like shortly when we have dinner. They also have an outdoor area for viewing the animals. You can either go outside and walk to the viewing area, or stay at the viewing area off the lobby and relax on the rocking chairs. The other big difference is the store. The store at Kidani was very, very small, but you could still purchase some souvenirs and essentials. This was also the area where you could get coffee and refill your mugs. If you're wondering if the animals are still active when it rains, well, here's your answer. I guess a little rain doesn't matter to them. We did see some animals at all times during the day, and we also got to experience seeing the truck putting the food at the feeding areas, so we would see different animals at different times of the day. Very excited to try Sanaa, which was in Kidani, and we heard great things about this restaurant and of the bread service. Andrew started with this drink.
How do you like your drink?
We then started with the bread service, and this was so good, and I would be tempted to go back there just for that alone. Since this was our first time here and our friends didn't want to try Sanaa, we found ourselves with all the bread for just the two of us. But we also wanted to try their food, so in hindsight, there wasn't enough food to have just split one meal between both of us.
So what's the verdict?
It's very good.
So what did you get?
I think it's called a poje. So I got raised beef, basmati rice, or basmati rice, and it's a vegetable coconut curry vegetable.
And that one has a bit of, I got the same vegetable, and that has a bit of kick to it. And I got the chicken curry. And we've done pretty good work on our bread service, considering it's just the two of us. That was really good and tasty as well.
As this was our last night there, it was time to head back to our rooms and get ready for the next day of leaving. So as we pack up and look at the savannah for the final time, we are just thinking of what we would suggest and what is our opinion on Kidani versus Jambo House. So basically, if you prefer a smaller resort, then I would suggest Kidani would be the better choice. For theming, they are both amazing, but Jambo House was more immersive as you didn't have to pass the parking lot to get to the pool area. For the amenities, well, Jambo House has more restaurants and the larger store and lobby. The room was comfortable and nicely themed, and if you prefer your resorts bright and airy, then you may not enjoy the Animal Kingdom Lodge decorations with the dark woods. But the star of the room was the savannah. For the restaurants, Jambo House beats Kidani on my opinion, just for the volume of places, but Sanaa does offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If I was going to do the parks my whole trip, other than Animal Kingdom, I wouldn't bother staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge as it's farther from the parks than any of the other resorts. And basically, when it comes down to it, for a resort stay, my choice would be to stay at Jambo House over Kidani. Thanks for watching. If you want to see any of their other videos, please like and subscribe.